We also understood that entire goal of Eastern wisdom is self-discovery, to know myself. We can ignore anyone, but we cannot ignore ourselves. That is why we fight. Why you are ignoring me? Why you are not paying attention to me? I love you, you don't love me. Do you see that? That is why it is important to understand the entire journey of Eastern wisdom, what it is saying, how these masters are asking us to live our life. Can I accept myself to be unhappy, unsuccessful, painful? The answer is no. So I cannot ignore myself. So now see the perspective the master puts that I must know who am I. So when I say you are the real self, has the knowledge been realized? If the knowledge is realized, you need not to attend any session. It is done. Second is, I should also know what is the nature of this world outside. So once I know the true nature of the world, then it is easy for me to navigate into the world. And I cannot ignore the third part, that is existence. Existence. Our topic, Gita says that successful in the world does not mean successful in the life. Second, because I love peace, happiness, love, and wisdom, because it is my nature. Understand this, constantly contemplate and think over it. I love peace because it is my nature. I love happiness because it is my nature. I love to survive. Why? Because I am the existence. But I claim that I today I exist, tomorrow I will not exist. Did you get it? When I say, do I like to survive? It means I love existence. That is why the mind is constantly complaining, here is a fear of death, but I cannot die. The real self never dies. That is the principle we are trying to understand. The real self never dies. And it can be proved by the perception. If some person dies, we say he has left the body. He or she has left the body. Why only he? Do you see that? In deep sleep, I am not the body and not the mind. There is something present, and that something is real self. Now come back to the intellect. Temporary means cannot find the permanent solution, and we have already understood the role of the mind and the intellect. The intellect allows us to work on the mind. So the master says the intellect is capable to find the real self. When we use the intellect in a proper way, then we are able to find the real self, followed by the practice, and it leads to the experience. Look at the animals, they live at the low level of the self awareness. When a tiger kills a prey, he doesn't leave it. Oh, it's not tasty. We have a level of self awareness. No, it's not tasty. I want to eat something else. Do you see that? That is one aspect of that we have a higher level of awareness. Because we live at a higher level of awareness, we also want to know where lies the permanent security, where I can have a total freedom. We also take action like animals. We hide in the house or we hide somewhere, but we want an ultimate security. Have you seen the channel, Discovery Channel? The animals are hiding behind and the tiger chases and kills. We are aware of that. We want a total security, a total freedom because of self awareness. And intellect can help us to know this security. Gita further says, let this intellect be centered in Shreyas. I covered that. Shreyas. So, what do you mean by the Shreyas? Do you remember? What is right and good? Mind always tries to run after what I like, what is pleasant to me. It is impulsive, it is instinctive, it is habitual. So it is the intellect which can hold on to what is right, good, and noble. That is the first and the primary step to follow the path of the Eastern wisdom. Now check our day-to-day life. We wake up in the morning, all the five sense organs opens to the external world. Mind processes the information. One eye perceives millions of objects, but eye as a sense instrument is one. Now we are going little deeper. Pay attention to it. When I say here is Charlie, it seems that there is one thing, Charlie. But my cognition of the Charlie has two factors. One is Charlie, other is consciousness. If there is no consciousness, I cannot recognize Charlie. I say here is John. John plus consciousness and plus consciousness. I see my house, I have reached my house plus consciousness. Do you see that? It is happening instantly, which we do not recognize. Are you getting it there? That's why I'm going step by step. You recognize you have any perception in the world, I have two factors inside. One is the object and other is consciousness. If remove the consciousness, I cannot perceive. Right? Did you get it? Now, if the mind has a likes and dislikes, I forget that consciousness. My mind starts running outside. That causes the problem in my life. Do you see that? That is why we say the intellect must hold on to the shreyas at every moment in life. So when it holds on every moment in life, then we get rid of the likes and dislikes at that moment. Same eyes, same ears, everything is the same, but now inside I have that self awareness that separates the objects of the world from the consciousness, and that consciousness is me. But if the mind intervenes, it has a likes and dislikes, then we fall prey to ignorance, incomplete knowledge. My father died. Me and mine is the attachment. Others' father died, no problem. So, what is the problem? Me, and mine. From where it comes from the mind, which is instinctive, habitual, it is attached. Intellect has to follow the path of the Shreyas. A human being has left the body. Now, human being has left the body. So, intellect is holding on to Shreyas. Are you getting it? I'm not saying that. I am saying first there should be a right perception. Perception has two elements, object plus consciousness. If that object contains me and mine, then I will suffer. Now ask yourself, is any object of the world is really yours? Factually, in reality, is it yours? So we create me and mine from where it comes from the mind, instinctive, impulsive behavior. Pay attention, perception has two elements. It is what happens, it is instant, I enter into the ignorance. Me and mine is a necessary evil in the beginning. That's how we were attached to our mother, but selfishly to seek protection and food, like other animals. But as we grow older, so we grow in self awareness. If we don't grow in self awareness, then there is a problem. We are bound to suffer. Animals do not grow in self awareness. Do you see that point? That is the point our Master Krishna is bringing. for every moment in life, in any pain and suffering, big or small challenges, is our intellect standing to show the path of Shreyas. We can win any battle of life, any battle. We may have lot of problems. We may have lot of challenges, but the intellect is shining inside that separates through the perception, the problem, and consciousness. Then I can choose what is right and good, and that moment I can take a decision translated into action. I do not find a solution of my challenges in desire fulfillment. I find a solution in the self fulfillment. Desire fulfillment, the insecurity continues. I have $1 million. Oh, let me earn more. So let me. That's what our financial advisor guides us. Put this money here. There is no challenge, but you get a low interest. And here you put the money. There is a risk, and you get more money. You have a chance of getting more money, and you have to sign the disclaimer. Desire fulfillment. That is what the desire fulfillment. It does not mean that we should not earn money. We should continue to work hard. Desire for money is not bad, but imposing security there, imposing fearlessness, there is the problem. Are you getting it? I got married. I love you, honey. You are the greatest honey of this earth. But gradually, when everything goes away, huh? Because we impose the security there. Security is not there. When my honey is not secure, he or she feels insecurity. How can I be secure? That mind must change and intellect must take over for self fulfillment. That is what I say. Successful people outside may appear successful, but not. The greatest example is about my friend. You already know it. Why should I name it again and again? Huh, John? He's our great friend. Do you see that fact? So when I see that fact, it is here and now in my perception. My dear friend cannot be happy, and he was unhappy for 27 years. At least we are not like that. We were happy, unhappy. We were happy, unhappy. Look at it. See the very keen and insight of this master. In any problem from today, you have any problem, allow the intellect to settle in the Shreyas. Perceive the problem at a distance. See where lies the problem in your mind. I see an event outside as a problem. It there is a corresponding problem in my mind. Did you get it? That is the today's conclusion. There is a corresponding problem in my head. Why there is a corresponding problem of an outer event? Because my perception is not clear. Why my perception is not clear? Because the mind is carried away by the likes and dislikes, by the attachment and detachment. The mind wants what I like and what is pleasant to me. There is a corresponding problem. I have a hatred against you. So, hatred is already present in my mind somewhere. I have to find out where. Let me remove it first by understanding through the intellect, get rid of the likes and dislikes, have a right perception, then take the action. You are already happy. Do you see that? You have to work on your mind. This is what, that is what, that is what, and now see, the guy who says, who is not living through the intellect. So, this guy in this great teaching name is Duryodhana, who said, I'm reproducing as it is. I know what is right, but I'm not able to practice it. I know what is wrong, but I'm not able to keep away from it. I act as if I'm dictated by some unknown power that is seated in my heart. So here it refers to the mind. Do you see that? So basically, what he is saying, I know what is right and what is wrong. You need not to tell me. My problem is that instead of knowing what is right, I do not feel like doing it. I know what is wrong, but I can't stop myself from doing it. 27 years. Apply this logic, what he said. I do not feel like doing it. My problem is that instead of knowing what is right, I don't feel like doing it for 27 years. What is wrong? But I can't stop myself from doing it. I enter into a relationship with another woman. Apply this logic everywhere, and your intellect is awakened. Now, see what said, what Arjuna, what the another master, another seeker says. And this is the answer what we discussed. The seeker asked Master why a person is compelled to commit sinful act. Why the person thinks that I am stressed. Why the person thinks that I hate this person. What is the cause? I have already given you the answer. Do you see that? I hate you. Okay. But question is why I hate you. Allow my intellect to understand it. So I will find the corresponding reason of the hatred in me. It is present in my mind. Let the intellect remove it. What I have to do with the hatred against you? Did I give birth to you? No. Even if I have given birth to you, you are independent. You see the logic? Are you? Do you exist? Yes. You exist because of the same existence. I exist because of the same existence. Existence is one because of we all exist. By having a hatred against you, can anything happen to you? Or am I destroying myself? Am I causing more problem to me? We are not learning any religion, cult, dogma. social system. We are want to find self, real self. And as long as these movements in the mind will remain there, it veils the real self. That is why we should not have this. I remember when my guru used to listen, blame, and complain, he used to say that please go to the room, sit down, close your eyes, and ask yourself why you blame and complain others until you find there is a corresponding reason present in your heart. So once you recognize, then come back to me. I will give you this. You have already found a solution. No, yes, you have already found this. Now look at it. When the intellect settles in the Shreyas, it takes over the mind. The result is that you are always cheerful. Always. Cheerfulness is lost. If you have some grudge against the honey, or you have to meet him or her every 24 hours. I will check you if you don't live into that state of the cheerful. Why? Because happiness is my nature. I don't have grudge against anyone. If I have grudge against, then I become mentally blind. That prevents the self fulfillment. I need not to be mentally blind at any time. We have limitations of physically blind, but if we are mentally blind, not clear about the goal of life, not clear about who we are, working with the wrong notions, thinking, and actions, and that leads to wrong perception. The wrong perception makes me unsuccessful. My master used to say it is identity crisis. Are you meant for blaming, complaining, hatred, disliking? Or your life is something wonderful that you need to discover? Think of it. I need to think. It doesn't go away easily until I think on it regularly at every moment in my life. Successful people you see that entire successful does not mean that I have everything outside where I see the security. I see the security in money, I see the security in my relationship, I see the fearlessness in a big mansion. It is not there. I superimposes. Superimposition means I color. What I color? What is the value of the wealth? I add additional value to the wealth, to the honey, to the relationship, and then I suffer myself. Last point. Do you understand what I'm saying? Wealth does not have, you bring out the dollar bill, maybe $100 bill and check. Is happiness written there? Peace written there? Love written there? Honey, here is a gift for you. It's a diamond ring costing $5,000. I superimposed. Do you see that? I already superimposed added value which is not there. Oh, I have a big house. Very good. But now add value there. You will continue to suffer. Honey, why the wall has become dark? You see, I have earned I have earned my hard money and the wall is looking black. Do you see that? This is how the mind takes over us and causes lot of problem. I don't want to go, but to I may point out when we have these wrong notions, superimposed ideas on near and dear ones, on the wealth that we possess, on the physical body that we possess, what is going to happen? If it continues, you might have realized that then the mind plays in the world with the cheating, with the harm. We don't want to benefit anyone in the family, at work. That is why sometimes we say too much sympathy causes problem, makes the other person blind. No, no, no. You are always patting your son, no, no problem. I will take care. Why you pat? Why don't you tell him the truth? Sit down. Know the truth. I normally shy off following the intellect. I don't follow the intellect. I don't say anything. I have already given acceptance to the mind. Okay, follow me and mind. I have added value to these things in the world, and then I continue to suffer in my life. Do you see that? Whatever you have done in the past, done. But don't do from now. This is what I'm saying. We had a long chat with Anne on one issue. This is what is the thing our master says. Otherwise, what will happen? The inner fight will continue. Inner struggle will continue. Inner struggle for 27 years continued with my friend. It will also continue with you. Even after having everything outside, you feel okay. If you feel everything is okay, but I'm still unhappy. Unhappy. Do you see this? This is what I wanted to bring to you. This is understand this. Once you understand this clearly, and with that idea, if you practice meditation, then the life changes. Let us start with a